Here's a question for any of you already hardcore Godzilla fans. How is it that Godzilla is able to keep his upper body above the water when he's in the middle of the ocean? Because clearly he's not standing on any rocks or anything. No answer? Really? Okay, well, let's start this review. So after the box office failure of Godzilla vs. Biollante, producer Tomoyuki Tanaka decided to bring back some classic monsters, because originally he wanted only original monsters, but, you know, the familiar brings in box office success. So what better monster to revive for this series of Godzilla movies than King Ghidorah? And this movie is... You know what? Before I even describe how I feel, let's talk about what the movie is about. The plot is that people from the future, called Futurians, odd name, but whatever, come from the future to tell Japan that their country is going to be destroyed by Godzilla. Gee, what a surprise right there. But they say that they have the technology to go back in time before Godzilla was mutated by the H-bomb and basically erase him from history. They go back in time where Godzilla is a Godzillasaurus during a battle between the US and Japan during World War II. Godzillasaurus basically gets in the way and kills the American soldiers, but not before being really wounded by their battleships. So our main characters take the wounded Godzillasaurus and basically teleport him somewhere else. They don't kill him or erase him from history, they transport him somewhere else. But they have something else up their sleeve. They send one of their people 3 little creatures called Dorats that they place on the island that will eventually be used for H-bomb testing. So they go back to the future, and once they're back, the Futurians tell them that basically King Ghidorah is here. What happened was the Dorats were exposed to the H-bomb, got fused together, and transformed into King Ghidorah, who is under their control. The Futurians use him to destroy Japan, and their reasoning is they'll show the Japanese the proper way to rebuild their country. So one of the Futurians basically turns against them because she's Japanese and the other 2 are American, and tells the people of Japan that the only thing that can stop King Ghidorah is Godzilla. And that is what you call desperate. So they find the Godzillasaurus in the middle of the ocean where they moved him back in World War II, and basically mutated him with modern nuclear weapons, and thus a new Godzilla is created, and he goes to fight King Ghidorah, and awesomeness ensues. So I should probably mention that this was the very first Godzilla movie I've ever seen. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and we both happen to be the same age. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah was released in December of 1991. I was born in February of 1991. And even looking at it today, from an action and special effects standpoint, this movie is incredible, and my second favorite of the entire franchise, and my favorite of this particular series. From a plot perspective though, having a time travel element in a Godzilla movie really does kind of fuck things up for the rest of the series. Well, or at least for 2 movies, but I'll get to that later. I don't want to take up the whole review talking about how this movie affects future films in the series, as I could go on forever for that. So just wait a bit, I will get back to this time travel perspective. One thing that's kind of weird is that the human villains are American. So there's something about this director. He's the same guy that directed Godzilla vs. Biollante with the Middle Eastern assassin. There's something about this guy where he likes to use different races besides Japanese as the villains. I'm sure he has no vendetta against other nations. I'm positive he does not. He's even stated that he doesn't, and I believe him. But it's a weird coincidence that actually caused a lot of controversy in the States. And this movie wasn't even released in the United States until the release of the movie that shall not be mentioned. For the people who still ponder that, well, here's something to think about. The Rebel Alliance in Star Wars are Americans. The Empire is British. So, there you go. That time travel scenario is sort of a minor complaint from me, because, I mean, Godzilla is still as menacing as ever, King Ghidorah is awesome, and we get the return of composer Akira Ifukube, who after Terror of Mecha-Godzilla went into retirement, but was convinced to come out of retirement to score this movie and 3 more Godzilla movies after this. So, I mean, the King Ghidorah theme is back. We Americans get to hear the battle theme in King Kong vs. Godzilla for the first time. He perfected the Godzilla theme in this movie, and he created a bunch of other memorable music. So, that is awesome. So it's action-packed, it's enjoyable, one of the best Godzilla movies ever made. I would give it my highest rating, but because I have not seen this in its original Japanese language, I can't quite do that, and I don't take dubbing very seriously. But if I had seen the Japanese version, I probably would have given it my highest rating. Get off your ass and go see it right now. But as it stands, it's worth seeing in your lifetime. So that's my review of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Leave me a comment. If you agree with me, disagree with me, you've seen the movie, think I'm full of shit, whatever the case, let me know what you thought. And I will see you tomorrow with another revived monster. So, see you later. Bye.